Vice President Harris, any comment on the migrants that were dropped off at the Naval Observatory?
This morning, 2 more busloads of migrants were dropped off in front of the Vice President's house. Your thoughts on that?
Well, you've heard me say throughout this experience since April that we have a national problem that is going to require a national response. And we're going to do all that we can in D.C. to make sure that people have a humane welcome and transfer to their final destinations. But we see in the months ahead that this problem could worsen.
So our administration has invested $370 billion in what we can do to address the climate crisis.
A lot of that $370 billion relies on credits, rebates, at a time where a lot of families might not have a lot of disposable income to make that initial investment right now with inflation, the most recent number at 8.3%. How is the family supposed to work around that if they don't have that initial money?
Well, we think about the costs of things in totality, right?
Yesterday, we had a great celebration at the White House for the passage and the president signing earlier the Inflation Reduction Act.
This bill cut costs for families, help reduce inflation at the kitchen table. Come on, jump in. I'll give you a ride to Washington. Come on, we're ready. Is that my Uber? Uber ride? That's an Uber.
What do you think, Mr. President?
I like it. I like it. Whitmer, thank you for the invitation today.
We have done polling which shows that in New York State, 38% of people say the economy is their top issue when they go to the ballot box. With inflation still at 8.3%, though, is that a concern for the party?
Well, I will tell you, given that not one Republican in Congress, in the House or the Senate, voted in favor of the Inflation Reduction Act, I do believe that Democrats are in good standing. Well, we've seen great trends, and if you look at where everything is headed, we do believe that the work that we have been doing to bring prices down, and it's an issue, so you're right to bring it up, but to bring the costs down of living is something that we are seeing success with. But it is taking time. It will take a bit of time, but we are seeing steady progress, and I think that's what's important.
Do you think that the migrants being dropped off here will make the Biden administration see it more clearly, since it's where they live too?
Oh, I'm pretty sure they understand and see the situation clearly. But all the lawmakers here and the lawmakers at home in their homes in Texas or Arizona, they need to understand that we need a system, an immigration system that works, that's fair at the border, but also is dealing with the millions of people who live here who need a pathway to citizenship.
Tell us what we here in D.C. can and the surrounding areas can do to help you win.
Getting involved, knocking on doors.
Good morning. A tough day to have the big Inflation Reduction Act event, as they did at the White House, with this number that came out yesterday. Housing, food, all kinds of sectors seeing inflation. Gas prices are down, which was some good news over the last couple of months, but a tough number yesterday.
A tough number yesterday. It's interesting because they knew the number was coming yesterday, and yet they scheduled the event.
You said U.S. is ready to help if Nigeria is also ready to transition to clean energy. Can you tell us the particular help that the U.S. is ready to?
The U.S. is ready to invest, and the U.S. is ready to help provide technology and technology assistance and work hand in hand with your businesses in order to be able to, and your government particularly, because the government needs to be a key part of this transition, but we're ready to work hand in hand to get a virtuous transition, not repeat the mistakes of the past. Don't build out an enormous long-term gas infrastructure, which is expensive and could wind up being stranded because the world is going to move to clean energy.